What's up, everybody? Straw Hats Are Cool here, and we were back again with another video. We're going to be diving into some more OP04 content. Today we are going to be looking at the new blue-black Rebecca leader from OP04. This is a leader that a lot of people have on their radar. I definitely think is going to be a popular pick going into the OP04 format. Real quick before we get into the video, I do just want to say thank you as always for the support. Like I said in the last video, we did pass 400 subscribers, so we will be giving away 2 more starter decks, one ST8 and one ST9. Just like with the last video, please just be subscribed to the channel and comment down below. Today's comment question of the day is, what leader are you most looking forward to playing in OP04? So again, like the video, or you don't need to like the video, but liking the video is greatly appreciated. But be subscribed to the channel and comment down below what's the leader you're most excited for in OP04. All right, so let's get into this. Rebecca is a blue-black leader. She is 5,000 power with 5 life. This is one of the first dual color leaders with 5 light, but there is a drawback that this leader cannot attack. And the effect, activate main once per turn, pay 1. If you have 6 or less cards in your hand, look at 2 cards from the top of your deck and reveal up to 1 Dressrosa type card from your hand, then trash the rest. So not going to spend too much time on the deck profile because I think most Rebecca lists look pretty much the same. You really do need to be running a lot of the cards from OP04. If you're new to the game, this is definitely going to be a cheaper deck to build. However, it is a very complex deck and definitely was one that was harder for me to learn. I still don't think I'm very good with the deck. But so we need to run a lot of Dressrosa type cards to get value out of our leader effect. And the Dressrosa type cards also just work very well with what Rebecca is trying to do. So Deo is just your standard blocker. Orlumbus is one of the key cards of our deck. We can activate main once per turn, reduce the cost of 1 character by 4, and then KO up to 1 Dressrosa type character that's on our field. You do also trash 2 cards from the top of your deck, so filling the trash. But being able to give -4 cost is really powerful. The KOing a Dressrosa type character isn't as much of a drawback as it sounds, because oftentimes we'll have something like a Rebecca or a Leo or even our Kyros on the board. And Kyros can avoid or evade being KO'd by resting the leader or the stage. Gats is a 2k counter. Kyros, again, I feel like Kyros is kind of our leader. We want to get him out, and with the exception of blue, it's very hard for most decks to get rid of because he can evade death by resting the leader or stage. If you've got both, that's basically 2 evades you have, and he also gets to KO a 1 cost on play. Sabo, probably the best generic black card from set 4. I think most black decks will be running this moving forward. 5 cost, 6,000 power, 1k counter blocker. We've seen this stat line before, and we know it's very powerful. Also makes it so our characters can't be KO'd until the start of our next turn, and it's cycle, draw 2, trash 2. Bartolomeo is another 2k counter. I think this is another card that's going to be seeing a lot of play in more black decks because it is both a 2k counter and a blocker. So just a really good card, having the option to block if needed, but just being a 2k in hand is very powerful. Then we've got really the all-star of the deck, which is Monkey D. Luffy. This is a 7 cost, 7,000 power character that can attack active characters and has the activate main, return 7 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order to set him active, with the drawback that he cannot be set active during the next refresh phase. I really like this card. For those of you who are current, the drawback is I think it kind of matches how Gear 4 worked in the series. Definitely a drawback for Luffy to use, so really like that they implement that into the card as well. But really good card, especially if you've got your Colosseum out. Basically lets you attack anything that's on your opponent's field with Rush, even if it's active, since you can attack active characters. So really powerful deck, and he is the card you will be closing the game with 9 times out of 10. Leo is just removal, 1 cost, 2000 power. We can rest our leader to KO a 1 cost and trash 2. Rebecca's our searcher, like the other black searchers. Only searches top 3, which is annoying, but she's our Dressrosa searcher, so we're running her. Also helps fill our trash. I'm running Tashigi as my last 2k counter. I think you could... This one's kind of up to you. I've seen some lists running Kaya. I think this is one of the flex spots, but probably need one more 2k counter in the deck. Yats and Bartolomeo are Dressrosa type, so those are the 2 I think you need to be running, but Tashigi, kind of up to you. I really like the Tashigi, just leaving her out sometimes and having -2 cost lets you hit some bigger characters that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to hit. 2 copies of 3000 World, just some more removal. Gum Gum King Kong Gun, this is part of our finishing combo. It's 3 cost, one of our Dressrosa characters gets 6000 power, which is insane. And then if we have 15 or more cards in trash, which it probably will, that character also gets double attack. So in conjunction with Luffy, we can, with just this card alone, have a 13k double attacker that can attack twice. So this is our endgame finisher. You really, like, if you can get your opponent down to 2 life and then have him on the field, you can play King Kong Gun, buff him to 13, put the rest of the Dawn on him, and then just swing huge, take 2 life, restand, swing huge for the last hit, so long as they don't have any blocker. I'm running 2 copies of this card. I don't know what the exact English translation is, but here it is. Destructive Sword of Thunder. I really like this card. It is a 4 cost event. KO up to one of your opponent's 4 cost or lower characters. And then if your trash has 15 or more cards in it, you can choose a 6 cost or lower character instead. Also has a trigger, rest your leader to KO up to one of your opponent's 5 cost or lower characters. Never used a trigger, but in conjunction with Orlumbus, if you have 15 or more cards in trash, you can KO anything, which is really nice. You might notice that I do not have Gum Gum Red Rock in this list, and I was trying 2 copies of it, I think, over this, but I felt like it just clogged my hand. It's expensive. When I used it, I didn't have anything else to do, and because our leader can't attack, like, I felt like I was just falling too far behind when I played Red Rock, so I opted for this instead. A little cheaper, still removal, but it is also Dressrosa type, so we can search it off of our leader and the Rebecca searcher. And briefly touched on this one already. This is our stage. It allows our characters to attack other characters with rush, essentially. So if our opponent has a rested character, we can play a Kyros and attack into it the turn he's played. So really powerful there. So this is the list I'm running. Like I said, I don't think I have mastered the deck by any means. It is a deck I definitely want to explore more, but we've got a couple games here. Didn't get to record all my games, and I'll show you my win rate with the deck at the end of the video. But without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, we have a game here against Green Purple Doflamingo. Let's see how this one goes. We are going to go second. We're just going to use our leader effect and then play the Colosseum and pass. It is nice that with the Rebecca leader effect, you can use it with 6 or less cards. That way you can still use it on your first turn going second. It's very nice. So Doflamingo probably wants to see their Nami, assuming they are running the film engine. So no Nami, they are running the film engine though. Just gonna drop the chopper. I think we will counter out of that one. I like countering out early with this deck, that way I can still get value with my leader effect. Get to fill our hand. Just gonna take the Rebecca, I think. Take a little more. First, we're just gonna play the Kiro. So, like I said in the deck profile, Kyros is like our leader in a way. He's our 5k body that we're gonna be swinging with every turn, and he's hard to remove. So he compensates a lot for the fact that our leader can't attack. Definitely wish Vivi would have gotten something like Kyros. Sucks that Vivi's just kind of terrible. You can do cool things, but you're just way too slow to do anything worthwhile. So Doflamingo players taking a minute here. Got 3 Orlumbus in hand, which could be good. We've only got one other card that can be used as removal though. We're gonna be playing the Uta and swinging 6 again. Probably gonna take this one. So I could use Gets. Maybe dig again next turn. I'll just take. The Leo's not too bad here. We could play Orlumbus and Rebecca, or we could even just use it on our Kyros, and then we can use our leader effect again. So let's do that. Gotta tap the stage because Leo needs us to tap the leader. So I guess then maybe if we're gonna do that, our Kyros is now susceptible. So maybe we leave him active. So play the Rebecca. Maybe, I don't think I used my leader effect though. I probably should have done that instead. So, like I said, this is not an easy deck to play. I lost basically every game when I was first trying out the deck. So after getting some reps in, then I started keeping track of my win rate. Not too sure why they would attack with the chopper there. Maybe they thought they didn't need a Dawn to rest. Got King Kong Gun, but we're not going to trigger that one. Save that for the end game. So we'll just attack into the chopper. We can use Orlumbus to reduce the cost of Nami, KO the Leo. Play the Kyros to KO. Got 5 Dawn left. Could just try and clear board. Play Gats, put everything on the Kyros. I don't know if that's worth it though. Go out an event and just counter out. So just attack the leader. I try to avoid attacking the leader as much as I can early and starve my opponent of resources. I think that's what you need to do with VV. Like I said, I'm by no means an expert with this deck, so take whatever I say with a grain of salt. I'm doing my best, but this deck was a lot harder to play than I thought it would be. Like, I knew it wouldn't be in a straightforward deck, but even surprised me. So we'll play the blocker and then grab probably the Gyats. That way we've got more outs to attacking active characters if necessary. I feel like the Bartolomeo blocker isn't as good here since green has ways to rest cards. And most Doflamingo decks are running 4 copies of Punk Gibson, so I want to play around that as much as I can. So we did play the Hideo, who was a 2-cost blocker, but probably resting our blocker here. I do rest the Kyros, which is interesting. I don't know about that one. I probably would have just rested the blocker. Attack the blocker. Because now I can just block for the Orlumbus. They're gonna pass with a bunch of Dawn Open. So we could see the 5-cost event, maybe. Definitely not sure what's going on right now. So I've got the sugar. I want to KO the sugar. I don't have anything that can KO on play. Could play the gaps and let something attack the sugar. So I think that's what we'll do. Probably just the Rebecca's fine. Kind of forgot that even playing the Gats would allow them to use the sugar effect, so now that whole play was kind of pointless. They're gonna get to rest something anyway, and then we'll just be able to attack into it since it will be rested. So, oopsies on my part. I guess there was no way around that there since we didn't have any on-play KO effects. So we can attack with the Gyats now, I guess. See if they want to give us a 2K. I think. Though they could have some events, so maybe I want to use my characters while I can. I'm scared of what they could do, because if they had the event, they could just KO the Orlumbus and rest something else. So, I'm gonna use the effect first. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but that would have been bad. So, I don't know if I needed the cost reduction right now because presently I don't have any way to KO the Brook. I can play Sabo and maybe draw into a Leo though. We play Sabo probably. 9 Dawn, still give us 4 Dawn left. Playing the Sabo would put us down to 6. So we could use the leader effect. Either draw into a Kyros or a Leo. Let's try that. Trash the Coliseum and probably the Hideo. Can dig. Nothing. We'll grab the Luffy though. It's a little unfortunate there. So we got 3 Dawn left and nothing really worthwhile playing right now. I think we'll just attack the leader. And then we can attack Sugar with Sabo. attack with the Kyros first. That way they can't use something like a Gibson to rest it. And we'll just attack 6. Probably won't defend that. Probably could have just put the remaining Dawn on though, just to be safe. But yeah, they're not gonna counter out of that. And then I don't think I have anything left to do, so we're just gonna pass. Could play the Tashigi for later though. I think we'll do that. That way if they play a Nami or something, if we can draw a Kyros or... Well, could work here too. We could, because now they've got the Dofi. So we might be able to somehow KO the Dofi, depending on what we draw. If they are just going for life, we'll take it. I think I'll give them an Orlumbus. Now they're at 1 life. That's a pretty good top deck. We got 24 cards in trash, so we can just use the Orlumbus to reduce the Dofi by 4 and then KO it with that, which wouldn't be too bad. So let's do that. We'll just attempt KO on the Kyros and tap the stage. And then we can remove the Dofi. So now we've got... We can get another Sabo, just in case we need more cycle later. I think it's better than the Adeo, still has counter. Not sure what else to do here though. I got their 2 Dawn up from their leader. Let's just try 5k swing at the Brook. See if they want to give us a card for that. So, got 2 life left, so I don't think there's any way we can lose on the next turn. We could just swing with Tashigi. Opponent is not sure if they want to counter out of this one. So next turn we probably want to try and play the Luffy, depending on what they do. Because Luffy should be able to close the game if we're able to establish him next turn. Like, we could try and go for game next turn, but with things like Pump Gibson, and they'll probably play a blocker, I'd say there's a good chance that we're not able to secure it. So we're just going to try and control the board for another turn so we can establish the Luffy. And then on the following turn, we'll try and go for game. There shouldn't be any way for them to outright remove the Luffy in this deck. It's like I can't think of anything that they could do. I think if we attack with him the turn we play him, they could lock him down with Dofi. But if we do attack with him, we'll probably just use the restand and then leave him active. So they are going to let the Brook go after a lot of thinking on that. Not sure what. Maybe they've got a dead hand. So we're just going to play the Sabo. Probably over. I could do the Tishigi, but maybe just the Kyros so I have another active character. Already got 1 Kyros. I think we can trash 1 Luffy. And maybe the Rebecca. I've already got what I want in my hand. So I don't think that the Dofi deck, at least the build I was playing, didn't run many KO style effects, if any. I do have another Doflamingo though. We're just gonna block that though. So lock down for another turn. I don't know that I will be able to remove this one. We definitely want to play the Luffy. So let's do that. I think we can just play it over your limit. Well, let's swing with the Tashigi. And then we'll play it over the Tashigi, since I don't think we'll be needing her. Probably give us another card here. If not, we could put everything on Sabo, see what happens. But that's probably a bad idea. So we must not have much counter because they are using the Bog one now. So let's put it over, play it over the Tashigi. And then how many cards will that leave? 6. So we can't use the leader effect. We'll grab another King Kong gun. Now we can really buff up our Luffy next turn. Or we could buff both the Luffy and the Sabo. Effectively give us 3 big swings. Even if they have another 10 drop here, I think we're in an okay spot. So they're gonna swing 10. I think we'll just take it. Another Bart. And they do have another 10 drop. So they swing. They don't even swing, but we would have just blocked it with the Sabo. That's a 3rd King Kong gun now. So you think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing 6 first. Since it seems like they didn't really have any counter. Maybe they're bluffing. And then even if they trigger something like a Funk Gibson, we can still restand the Luffy and just go absolutely ham. So they do just decide to take it. And they buff their leader by 2k, which isn't bad. But I'm gonna give my Luffy plus 18, 19, so that's what, 24, 26? And I don't see any way they get out of this, and even if they can, I can still restand and do it again. So that's the power of King Kong Gun. All 3 copies there at the end. That was not something I was expecting to pull off in the video, so quick. Alright, we've got a game against set 1 Dofi now. Gonna be going second. Grab the Luffy and play Coliseum. They did not have their turn 1 Perona. They do hit Doflamingo off the blind hit though, so now they're able to stack their deck. Not as good as they could have hoped for there. But we do have our stage, so we can just play the Kyros and attack the Dofi for 6. And then they probably won't pick that. Getting the stage out early, I think, is going to be huge in this matchup since they have to play everything off the top rested. Probably the best thing they could have hit there would have been the event pack Jinbei. That way they could have, if we KO'd it, they could have bottomed our Kyros. Another Kyros. So play that. Play the Leo. KO both the blockers. And then go 5 at Boa. And then we can go 7. Gonna counter the first one. And the second one. So I feel like I'm in a great spot already. They're down to nothing in hand. I've got 2 Kiroses, which is going to be hard for them to remove if they decide to attack into it. They might be able to remove 1 if they attack into it twice, since I already had to rest my leader to the Leo effect, but I feel like that might be a waste of resources. So yeah, they are just going to go for life. They're going to swing 6. Counter that one. So I only got 3 cards. I can play Luffy. Let's go 5 at the boa. They're going to counter. Let's go 5. The boa. They love. Let's play Luffy. There's 7 at the boa. She'll go. I could restand. I think we will just basically put everything back. We're just gonna draw off the leader. I think we'll leave the Luffy active. Could have. Oh, they did just have the red rock though, so maybe I should have just tried to. Well, should have just tried to go for the Dofi, or not the Dofi, the Gecko Moria. See if they had another 2K. We'll take another Luffy's good. Little 2K. So we can attack the Dofi with the Leo. Just swing 8 at the Moria. Go. Dofi. Go 5, and then 5, and then we can play Rebecca and use our leader effect. And we're gonna just play the blocker. Maybe I should use the leader effect. So I'm getting low. I think I like the blocker. Gonna reorder the top 5. I'm gonna swing 8 at life. Just block it while we can. What are they gonna do? Swing at the Leo? Swing at the Leo. And then they leave 1 up for Love. 2 up for Love, I mean. Let's go 5 at Boa. Let it go. Go 7 at the blocker. Love would go 7 at the blocker. You can play for Rebecca and then rush at the small Dofi. He's our leader. Grab Columbus and swing 6. I go. Only got 8 cards in trash right now. So might not be able to get the double attack off just yet. And we'll just give him the 2K. Gonna bottom 1. And what's in hand? I think I'm just gonna buff the Luffy so I can attack into the Mihawk. I go 15. They should not be able to get out of it. So let him go. Play Rebecca. Grab King Kong Gun. Kyros. Just play the Kyros. And then swing 5 twice. Probably take 1 of them. Then we'll pass They could try and remove the Luffy, but even if they do, I'd probably just Kong on something else. Swing, take 2, and then have another big swing or 2. So they aren't even going for the Luffy, just going for life. Probably means this is over. We're gonna bottom one of the Kyros. So got enough cards in trash now. We've only got 1 card in hand. We'll just swing 13. Should go through. Bottom another Kyros. We'll just restand and put the rest on. And that'll be it. Do it with Rebecca for funnies. And that is the game. So GG's to my opponent. I do think Doflamingo is a rough matchup for the Doflamingo, especially when we get our stage out on turn 1. So let's get one more game. Okay, up against Rob Lucci, my man. So I haven't messed around too much with Rob Lucci and OP04 yet, but you know that'll be coming soon. So keep your eye out for that. We're always on the Lucci grind. So let's use the leader effect. Then let's KO the Spandam maybe. Seems fine. Rob Lucci didn't get a whole lot in set 4, in my opinion. I think the best card that they got is Sabo. But in set 4, I think, unfortunately, the CP9 package kind of just falls off completely. So we don't really see any of that anymore. Sabo could be good with that, help fill our trash with CP type characters, but I think that for the most part, the Lucci decks I've seen finding success in set 4 have centered around the Navy package and then run the Sabo, which is good. The Sabo is definitely a good card. Definitely allows for some cool setups where we can make our characters immune to KO effects. So definitely want to try it out. I'm going to see another Spandam. They got 4 Dawn left. They're going to play... So they're playing a Dressrosa package. Not seen that tried much yet, but I'm curious to see what they've got cooking. So we are on our 6th Dawn turn. Could just KO a Spandam. I wish that Orlumbus was a 3-cost. That way I could play Tashigi into Kyros, but I don't think we're going to be able to remove the Orlumbus this turn. So they've not got any other Dressrosa characters on the field right now, so maybe I shouldn't be scared of it. Grab a Sabo. Just swing 7. I feel like against other black decks, especially with Kyros being one of our main bodies, we should be able to outgrind them fairly easily, which is unfortunate for my boy Lucci. So they're just gonna swing at the Kyros. So maybe they've got a KO effect. So we'll counter that one, I suppose. That way they can't try and kill both. I might have to let one go here, though. I don't really want to counter with anything else in my hand. So I think I will just let the hit go through. And then tap the leader. Maybe they've got like a Sakazuki. Just got their own Luffy. I wonder why they went for the Kyros there. I think that was a misplay. So we're on 8 Dawn. I think we start by attacking the Orlumbus. Get cards out of their hand for clear board. Probably the move. Could play Luffy. Might be better to play Sabo though. We're gonna play Sabo. I think we have to pitch 2 of our 2Ks, the ones we drew. Now we're immune to KO effects. We'll grab another Bart. And we've not really got anything else to do. So I think we'll just have to pass. Maybe I should have played the Luffy. Playing the Luffy just doesn't feel as good without the stage. And we have yet to see our stage this game. Okay. Maybe swinging 8 at the Sabo. Which I think I'm going to go ahead and defend. Drop a couple cards. That way I can use my leader effect next turn if I need to. Ideally, I'd like to see a 3,000 Worlds or the Thunder Sword, whatever it's called. Oh, there we go. So now, we're not going to trigger it. I don't think. We could kill the Orlumbus, but I don't think we need to. And then we can play our own Orlumbus next turn to KO the Luffy. Because the Luffy could be a problem if he sticks around too long. We could do some crazy finishers with the Luffy and the Lucci deck. Swing with leader. Trash some cards, get the restand. Get the restand with Luffy since we're filling our trash. It's interesting. I don't know if it's very good, but I kind of like it. So I'm gonna block and then drop a 2K. And if they want to attack into us again, that's fine. They are just going to leave the Luffy active, which really works out for us given what we're going to do now. So let's just attack the Orlumbus first. Probably block with the Balluno. And then we can attack again with the Orlumbus. Maybe it'll give us a card. Play our Orlumbus over the Leo. We can reduce Luffy, KO Rebecca, and then we will KO the Luffy. We can use our leader effect at the stage. Could attack the Orlumbus for 7 or play the stage. So now, because we have the stage, we can attack with the Orlumbus. And then I think just another one with the Orlumbus. I'm okay if they keep the Blueno right now. So we're getting pretty low on hand ourselves, but we've got the Luffy in the stage now, so I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. Probably see them go with the Orlumbus, kind of guess. Yeah, we're just gonna let that go. could see an attack into Sabo here. They're going to use the event on zeros. Weird flex. Maybe they thought it was only in battle that we got to use that effect. And then, yeah, they are going to swing at the Sabo. So now let's play the Luffy. And I think we will just attack the blocker. And then we can swing at the dude twice, which means it should go through. And then, depending on what they get back a Spandam. So we could play Rebecca, dig, attack the Spandam with Rebecca, and then still have one down for leader effect, I think. So let's try that. Another Luffy's probably good. And we'll just attack. I don't think I've used my leader effect yet. We'll just take the Orlumbus since that's what's there. We will restand our leader, but we're going to leave him active. We still have we'll still have more than 15 cards in our trash, so we'll be able to use the King Kong gun as long as they don't somehow remove our Luffy. With only 4 cards in hand, if we can get them to take 1 hit, we should be able to go for game with our Luffy next turn. Though they could have some Borsalinos or the Fukuro. Not really seeing our opponent playing the Navy stuff though. So maybe I do have a Balluno. And then we're going to see a big swing from leader. So might not be able to go for game this turn now. Might have to play it slow for one more turn. We could grab, I mean, it doesn't really matter what I grab here, I don't think, so we'll grab the Orlumbus. We can play the Orlumbus into the Leo. So reduce the cost. Play Leo. KO. I don't know what targets he's got left. For the Fukuro. We'll just rush into the Fukuro. Oh, can't do that. Forgot. Could still see what they do. I feel like if they take either of the 5Ks, with what's left in hand, we can probably still get it this turn. And I don't see any way how we lose on the next turn, even if we don't. And so they do take it. So let's put it on the Luffy. They should not be able to counter out of 13. And then we've got another 13 and a 5. So we'll go 5. They block or counter with Orlumbus. And this would mean they need to have almost all 2Ks in their hand. And they did get pretty close, but they did not get there. So that's it for today's gameplay. We will get into our win percentages here. One of my friends suggested I start showing my win rates with the decks at the end of the video. So after I got some practice matches in, got a feel for the deck, I went 10-6. So I played 16 games and won 10 of them. So 62.5% win rate. Played against 4 Katas. I won 2 of those. 2 Rebeccas, won both of those. 2 set 4 Dofis, and I won both of those. I lost to 2 Crocs. Croc seems to be a harder matchup. Won against Isho. Lost to Blurple Croc twice. Deck is definitely got a boost this set, so do watch out for that one. I win against Dofi, a win against Vivi, and a win against Lucci. So overall, I think the deck did pretty well. I still think I've got a lot to learn with the deck, so I'll be practicing more with that in the future, and then maybe on the release of set 4 we will revisit the deck. Like I said, it is one of the decks I want to try and main in set 4, though I've been playing a lot of Queen and I really like that deck. We'll be doing a Queen deck probably on Friday. Played 21 games so far with Queen, and I have an 80% win rate. So his deck is doing very well for me right now. But that's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you're enjoying the content, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more One Piece card game content. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.